everyone! So, if you've ever stared down a blank page just wondering where in the world to even begin an essay, you've come to the right place. Today, we are going to unlock the single most important sentence in any paper, the thesis statement. Seriously, get this one sentence right, and I promise you the rest of your essay is going to feel like it's writing itself. But, okay, before we jump into the solution, let's talk about the problem. It's a feeling I am sure we've all had, that blank page just staring back at you, almost daring you to write something. You've got your topic, right? You've even done all the reading, but the second you sit down to actually write, it's like you're just lost at sea. You're adrift in this ocean of facts and ideas. Where do you even start? You know, this quote just nails it perfectly. Writing without a clear plan is exactly like trying to drive to a new city with no map, no GPS, nothing. Sure, you might get there eventually, but the journey is going to be packed with wrong turns, a ton of frustration, and just so much wasted time. And that's when all the classic writing problems start to pop up. You write this amazing paragraph, and then you realize, wait a minute, this has absolutely nothing to do with my main point. Your reader gets totally confused, and at the end of the day, this is what separates a paper that gets a nice try from one that gets a solid, excellent work. So how do we fix this? How do we get that turn-by-turn navigation for our essays? Well, every good story needs a hero, right? And in the story of your essay, the hero, without a doubt, is the thesis statement. Think of it like a contract you're making with your reader. It is one single powerful sentence, usually right at the end of your introduction, that basically says, okay, here's my main point, and here are the exact reasons I'm going to use to prove it to you. And you know, this is the best part. A thesis isn't just for your reader. It's for you. It's your personal GPS. That feeling of anxiety? Gone. A good thesis replaces it with a crystal clear plan, and it keeps you focused. If you write a paragraph that doesn't directly support your thesis, you know it's got to go. It even gives you a built-in outline. The reasons in your thesis? Bam. Those are the topic sentences for your body paragraphs. It is such a powerful tool. Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do we actually write one of these things? It might sound a little intimidating, but I'm going to show you a super simple 3-part formula that, trust me, works every single time. So, every strong thesis has these 3 building blocks. First up, you identify your topic. Simple enough. Second, you state your specific claim about that topic. This is your main argument, your big idea. And third, this is the secret sauce. You add a few specific reasons that are going to back up that claim. And here it is, broken down into a simple equation. Topic plus your claim plus your reasons. That's it. This is your magic formula for a perfect thesis. Once you master this, you will never stare at a blank page wondering what to write ever again. All right, theory is one thing, but let's put this formula to the test. Let's see how it can take a kind of fuzzy, weak idea and sharpen it into a really powerful thesis statement. Wow, okay, just look at the difference here. The weak statement, well, it's just a fact. It's not really arguable. It just says some people think. But the strong version? It takes a clear, confident stance, and then boom, 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 gives us 3 solid reasons to back it up. Now you have the entire foundation for your essay. Each one of those reasons is a body paragraph just waiting for you to write it. Let's look at another one, this time for an informational essay. The weak version says Frida Kahlo had an interesting early life. Here's a pro tip. Just try to banish the word interesting from your academic writing. It doesn't really mean anything. The strong version, though, tells us how her life was so impactful by focusing on how it shaped her art, and then it gives us 3 specific examples. See how much more powerful and informative that is? Now, a great thesis doesn't just float in a vacuum, right? It's the star of the show for sure, but it needs a killer opening act. And that's your introduction paragraph. I want you to think of your intro like a movie trailer. It's got to hook the audience and make them want to see the rest of the film. So, every great introduction starts with a hook. This is your big chance to grab your reader's attention and say, hey, listen to this. It could be a shocking fact, a really vivid description, or maybe a question that just makes them stop and think. Next up, you need a bridge. These are just a couple of sentences that provide some background info, and they connect your hook to your thesis. This is where you give your reader the why you should care part of the story. And then, for the grand finale of your intro, you drop the thesis statement. It's almost always the last sentence, and it is the most important one. It's the promise of what's to come. So remember, hook, bridge, thesis. That is the winning formula for an awesome introduction. Okay, so before you dive into writing the body of your paper, you gotta make sure that your thesis is absolutely rock solid. To help you out, here is a quick checklist you can run through to test its strength. Just ask yourself these questions. Does it make a clear claim? Does it have specific reasons? Is it actually debatable? Have you kicked all those vague words like good and interesting to the curb? And is it one single strong sentence? If you can say yes to all of these, then congratulations. You've got yourself a killer thesis. So, the next time you sit down to write, I want you to stop seeing the thesis statement as some kind of chore. See it for what it is, your superpower. It's your promise to your reader, it's your map to a great grade, and it's the foundation of an essay that you can be truly proud of. Now go out there and write something amazing.